So, welcome to That Went Well Q&As. This is the first one.
It is the first one. It's another way of rinsing the algorithm.
And engaging with the audience. YouTube revenue. Tom loves a bit of Money Walker. I love it. I love it when...
Oh, yeah, because we're definitely doing this for the ka-ching factor, aren't we? Absolutely.
I can be honest about that. But I think it's really interesting just because, like, the first time this went out, and we're only on the second, but, like, straight away, you could see it was a smart audience and they were saying interesting things. They were talking
smart as fuck.
That's about Rogue One. They were picking up on cinema and politics. And you sort of think, have we found this Venn diagram of people that give an equal amount of a shit about politics and movies? Well, I think
because that is so rare, isn't it? That people are a bit interested in politics and enjoy the odd movie. I mean, that is quite niche.
How have we done it? Well, but then there's a way that people are interested. And the amount of people that liked Rogue One, I think, suggested we found our people. But there were a few questions. The first one's quite a direct political question. This is from Jono. And Jono says, which Prime Minister, living or dead, would you bring back to lead us through the tumultuous 2020s? Thatcher, yeah? Genuinely, yeah.
Yeah, no. I always hated Tony Blair. I hated him from day one. I never voted for him, not once. I think he's a smarmy little shit, and I saw through the act immediately. I fucking hated him. So I was really looking forward to Gordon Brown coming in.
Wow, no one has ever said that.
I know. And I wanted him to stay a bit longer.
Yeah,
genuinely.
No one has ever said that.
No. I all through Blair's premiership, I was like, can you just let Brown in now, please? I know, it's mad, isn't it? So I'd like a bit of Brown back. And I'm not talking a wee bit of Brown. I'm talking, and he is Scottish,
I don't know where to begin with all the stuff you just said. I want Brown back. I think that's so cool. You know, like when you find out something has a big fan that you never realise, like Jaws 3D or something like that. Yeah. Like somebody that was the first movie I ever saw. I miss Benny. You were just sitting there. I can imagine you patiently, even while Blair was bestriding the British electorate like a sort of monster from a film, like Godzilla.
Yeah, he was.
A socially democratic Godzilla, arguably. You were sitting there going, when will this end?
When will they get the Scottish guy who does the weird thing?
Well, when will Lord Wonky Eye get his call?
I mean, we're actually taking the piss out of disabilities there.
Both my parents were disabled. It's fine.
Good.
Did you know that? Yeah.
How bad?
My mum in a wheelchair, dad had one arm. That's all right, isn't it? Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's
true. How did he lose his arm?
It was in a motorcycle accident before I was born. Yeah.
So you never knew him with both?
No, so I thought it was like maybe just something that happens to dads. Like you just, it falls off the moment you become a dad. It was never weird to me. It was never weird.
Well, no, of course it would. It wouldn't be weird. And if I can ask, why was your mum in a wheelchair?
It was, they thought MS for a while. I mean, this really is...
Why are you smiling?
No.
Is this too personal?
No, it's not. No, it's not this too personal because my dad's one is sort of like, but when you go, I think it was MS. I'm just trying to find the comedy in this. But she had a nickname in Mitcham, Jan the Pram. Which again, I don't know if you'd be allowed to say that nickname now. It's not a pram, it's a wheelchair.
Yeah.
But I'm allowed to make these jokes, is the point, all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He had an unusual eye. I would like, with the Prime Minister I'd like to bring back would be David Cameron, because he was when I got bitten by the Tory radioactive spider.
Okay.
Because he was talking all that stuff about let's bring down the debt, and I was in debt at that time, and he was kind of like...
Not your debt.
Yeah, I know, but...
He wasn't talking about your debt.
It all made
sense. Do you know how this fucking works?
It made sense to me at the time. It was 2008. It was after the crash. I was a bit pissed off with Labour because, you know the bit when everyone said...
Why were you pissed off with Labour? So they didn't cause that crash, did they?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. But they certainly were flashing the credit card a bit in the run-up. Can we say that? We had the highest structural deficit in the G7. So I felt that they were slightly culpable in the aftermath.
But they sort of left with the NHS in the best state that it's possibly ever been and ever will be, and education standards were pretty decent, particularly primary school education.
But we were also economically,
because of the banking crash.
Partly, but I think we over-leveraged at the time. You know, that phrase that Cameron had, fix the roof while the sun's shining, that made sense to me, okay? Yeah. Turns out that when the Tories got in...
Did he fix the roof?
No, and
Has the sun shone since?
No, they extinguished the sun, but... But the point was, it made sense to me at the time. That feeling that I had, it was the only time, and again, this might be like your Gordon Brown thing, I just like the cut of his jib. And there is a dark part of me that thinks that maybe posh blokes should be in charge, no matter how much they fuck it up.
I'm going to get a lot of shit from my electorate, from my fan base. What I will say about David Cameron is he was a star at the dispatch box.
He was good.
He was fucking
slick.
good. He was good.
One thing I do...
I mean, he was good. He was a good parliamentarian.
Yeah, no, he was good at doing the politics, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that this Labour Party were quite good was sticking the idea of 14 years of chaos. The truth is, 2010 to 2015, it's pretty easy going. Like, there wasn't many scandals.
Was that the coalition?
It was a coalition.
I mean, again, I didn't think it was a terrible government because, I mean, of course, austerity began there. But what you had the checks and balances of the Liberal Democrats just reining them in, right?
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it at the time, but when I remember one of the most shocking elections that I've ever witnessed was when Cameron won his outright majority, and it was just like, oh.
Well, do you know what's really interesting?
Because us lefties thought we were going to stick the fucking bin.
Tell me about it.
We thought we were winning that one.
I was working on a Channel 4 alternative election at the time in the writing room, and genuinely the view was it's a done deal. It was
Miliband, wasn't it?
Miliband. And
that was the bacon sandwich election, wasn't it?
What happened was that Russell Brand was on the fence. He wasn't on the fence. He said he wasn't going to vote. And then he came out in favour of Ed Miliband. And I was writing that day. And there were people that thought Russell Brand, that one, him coming out in support of Ed Miliband was going to be the thing that was going to get Labour over the line. Genuinely, in 2015, that was how savage echo chambers were. That's
and
why.
If I may, well, that went well.
Well, that went well. Okay, question 2. Who should be Andy Burnham's surprise rabbit out of the hat ministerial appointment? That's from Helen. That's interesting, isn't it? Because there's got to be one. Ever since David Cameron, my guy.
David Cameron came back, your mate, came back as Foreign Secretary.
Do you remember there was some Tory, I can't remember who it was, that went on social media and said, Daddy's home?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I like him, but it's not like that. The surprise rabbit out of the hat ministerial appointment, it's been trailed David Miliband as Foreign Secretary, because apparently him and Ed are talking.
That wouldn't surprise me if David, because you're allowed to appoint a cabinet that are not MPs, right?
You can make a lord, yeah.
So you just have to make him a lord. Okay. I think the problem with that is it's a reminder of the fratricide of the Milibands, and if Ed becomes, say, Chancellor, I think both Milibands having both the two best jobs, that would be a rabbit out of the hat. Why not bring David Cameron back?
He was Again, I'm going to get in trouble for this.
Oh my God, look at his little... He's literally got a fucking wang on for Cameron.
I thought he was good as Foreign Secretary.
All right, mate.
He did, and I thought what he proved was somebody with a bit of clout is actually not a bad idea. So I wouldn't be totally averse to David Miliband. I do wonder if other people rate him as highly as the sort of centrist mainstream political thinking does.
I think for a lot of people, I mean, there's a lot of people who have become voting age since he was on the scene. So he's sort of a bit new. I think it's going to remind people of what Ed Miliband did, and that it might not be a good call. Or just, I tell you what, this would be a surprise hat. Kick Ed Miliband out and then give his brother the Chancellor.
Oh my God,
that'd be great.
That'd be tidy. That would tie up a lot of storylines.
Yeah.
Question 3. It would be the doof doof of all doof doofs. Question 3 is from Jedi Carl. So it tells me that he's got a tattoo that says that, and he's starting to regret it. So it's from Jedi Cole. He says, if Star Wars films, so this is obviously following up, I think, of the extended discussion of the excellence of Rogue One. If Star Wars films were a stock exchange, what would be the best long-term investment?
Well, the original trilogy, or the first one, because that's the longest.
It's about
term.
What you buy when you buy. You know, as a man with a portfolio, I think. I think this can be controversial. I think for long-term growth, Phantom Menace.
I was just about to say this. It's certainly the best of those of that initial 3, and actually it has had a renaissance. I was considering rewatching it recently, and I think I might. I bet it's dated better than
definitely
probably the Last Jedi. You know I think we've already done the sequels being a load of shit.
Yeah.
But the Phantom Menace is it's a good one. And it's got the best sword fight ever.
So it has got a sword fight. Is it a laser sword fight? Lightsaber duel?
Lightsaber.
Duel.
Yeah. Duel of the Fates.
I went full nerd there. I think you'll find it's actually a duel. I think if you look at where it bottomed out to, it's like when Bitcoin was worth 1p. I think Phantom Menace would be the best one to buy at the bottom of the market. Long-term stable growth, Rogue One. You know, that's your kind of footsie tracker.
I just wonder if that's going to sort of get lost in the ether. I mean, it is. I'd be proud to be a shareholder in Rogue One, certainly. But I think Phantom Menace is not a bad call. We're in agreement again.
It's got best label. It's got like the best introduction of a new villain, even though they killed him off far too quickly.
It's got I think the best Star Wars soundtrack.
Duel of the Fates. Me and my son, we still just randomly start singing that.
Because also you can just do it in loops because there's different versions of it, so you can go.
There's a trance version which is excellent. By the way,
I love that.
The 140 beats per minute version.
I would love to take some pills and watch the Phantom Menace, but with the. Soundtrack. That'd be amazing.
With the Pete Tong Ministry of Sound Orchestra.
When I say pills, I mean Panadol.
Yes, exactly. I mean, look at the age. That's all we need. Anti-inflammatories. Yeah, I think like Phantom Menace. I think we all sort of agreed there. Question 4: is there anything you found even more annoying in the heat? That's from Abby. That's a good question, Abby. On the train on the way here, I know that like there's a lot of stuff about like how much women talk. You know, women do use more words, but look, they right? But in my defence, I'm going to go a bit woke here. Men just make noises, like way more, just general. Fuck. Honestly, this guy that sat down next to me, the amount of noises this prick was making.
That you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
If you do that near me, I've got builders in at the minute, as we've discussed. There's a bit of hoiking going on, and I know there's a cultural thing to the hoiking thing sometimes, but I'm sorry, like if my Uber, I don't care if it's part of your culture, if my Uber driver starts doing that, no matter where they're from in the world and no matter what their culture is, I'm like, stop the fucking car, I'm getting out, I'm fucking walking.
It is, men are noisy. Men they creak, they snort, they sniff, they sigh a lot, men, which might be a sign of undiagnosed mental health issues.
It's also that sort of, women do it a bit more, but it is that getting in and out of chairs, that's the older you get.
And it's all, they're also sad, aren't they? The noises are also pathetic. Right. Just fucking, I was like thinking about like how much the heat had narrowed the odds of me punching a stranger. Yeah. And I reckon we're like 7-4 now. It's you know when they say an attack is imminent, you know, like when the MI5 put it out there. I think once we get out of this aircon thing, I'm just going to punch some geezer in the street.
Yeah, I've had a few near misses. We discussed it on the way in that I was surprised that we both chose shorts today because I nearly didn't. But you said that you don't think shorts should be allowed, even though we're wearing them.
I just think men's shins are an awful thing, and you know, women's bodies are celebrated so much. If you went on OnlyFans, almost any part of a woman's body would be celebrated, right? Yeah. Men's, there might be a couple of areas. The shin, there's no shin fans out there.
Left bollock. Shall I tell you what?
Bollocks are.
Oh God,
there's no market. But for that.
This is my issue, particularly at the start of summer. It's the initial viewing of feet on the tube. That's why I don't think flip-flops should be allowed anywhere but a beach. I don't think bare feet should be allowed, but it's that thing when you're on the tube and someone's sat with their cross-legged like that, they've got their fucking fungal shitty feet, and you bend down to get something out your bag and you've got a fucking face full of fungal toenail. Put some fucking socks on, you disgusting little shit. That's what I hate about the summer.
I'm
getting this is the most passionate I've been all day.
Oh no, these are the things that really bother people.
Put your feet away.
I think given that clearly global warming is here to stay, I think we can throw that question out there and say that is there something in the heat that you, as viewers of this show, has made you more likely towards
what is more worrying or sort of, but by therefore annoying, because a worry is an annoyance really, is in this heat. I love the heat. I fucking love it. I'm not going on a summer holiday this year because I've got a tour coming up, so it feels like I'm on holiday a lot.
Yes,
I really that's really nice. But the worry and therefore the annoyance is you go, oh fuck, this is climate change.
It's fungal toenail.
It's fungal toenail time, but it's also you know evidence of a changing climate, whether you believe in that woke nonsense or not.
It's just a hot summer. Yeah. You know what I found interesting is even the people that say that are currently not saying anything. That's interesting. Question 5, just quickly, the final one.
Oh, well, I've got a question here, and it's a really, really good question, actually. And it's in three parts. So, Tom, I see that you're about to go on tour with a brand new tour called The End of the World, according to Jonathan Pye.
This is not a question.
I see that tickets are on sale and are selling well.
Who wrote this?
Wait.
Have you made up a name
Mr.
yet?
Walker of Taunton.
Okay.
It's my dad.
Thomathan.
My question is, how are preparations going for your tour? Do you think this will be the best tour you've done?
Well, that's convenient.
And also, this is a great bit.
Yeah.
Where can I buy tickets? What a great question.
Yeah, it's
what
really
an excellent question.
It's almost like a PR wrote that.
Almost.
Yeah.
What I would say is preps are going really well. I did my first warm-up gig this week, and I didn't shit my pants. It did all right. I do genuinely think this is possibly my best show yet.
That's good.
And you can get tickets.
Because you wouldn't have asked yourself the question otherwise, I suspect.
No, I wouldn't. If it was bloody awful, I would have left that second.
Yeah.
Not that I asked this question.
Do you think that this is a steady show?
Do you think this is sort of just below
more or less
par?
in line with previous adventures?
And you can get your tickets at jonathanpye.com. Maybe you'll allow me to put a link in the description at the bottom.
It will be a great show. I am at the Edinburgh Fringe from the 24th of August.
That wasn't the question, Geoff.
The 30th. Sorry, this is from Mr. Knowcroft. Are you at the Edinburgh Fringe, Geoff? And have you kind of updated it because we're going to have a new Prime Minister? Yeah, kind of have.
Oh, nice. Where can you get tickets for that, Geoff?
At the Underbelly, and it's free 10 as well. Why? Because I know my audience. It's aircon and there's legroom.
And it's 3:10.
Yeah, don't forget the show. That's what
you can
really
be home in
matters.
time for Countdown.
You can. Okay, that was our first ever Q&A. Do you like it? We're hopefully going to do these every week, so do keep putting the questions in. Pick up on anything we've said this week, and of course we'll be back with a main episode this Friday of...
Well, that went well.
That did go well.